This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. Please check out my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com. Got some great guests that I've just put up there, an interview with a former Cuban Marxist. I also recently interviewed criminologists, absolutely wonderful sister Judith. And I got some other great interviews up there you guys should check out. Please help me out by going to my YouTube channel, Book Talk with Corbin, or Book Talk with Corbin. Book Talk with Corbin. I also got a YouTube channel, just my personal name, Corbin Sievers. I need some subscribers, and I need them soon. Put us up there. At my website, you can also donate. Soon I'm going to be putting out I guess you might say, a full fundraising campaign out there. If you see any value in what I put out, please donate. If you see anything that I'm doing worthwhile, please donate. Wanted to talk very quickly with you about Dave Chappelle. The recent controversy around Dave Chappelle is probably one of the most legendary comedians in American history. He's doing a Nexflix series. It's called The Closer. And apparently, as comedians do, he makes fun of a group of folk. And this particular group is the so-called transgender community. And they're upset with him about some of the jokes he's put out there. But let me tell you something. Dave Chappelle's a black comedian. He's put out a lot of stuff on white folks in general. And I have to admit, it was hilarious what he did. But you never saw an organization that stood up and said, oh, Dave Chappelle, what he says about white people is offensive and therefore he should be canceled. You only got this radical minority who's saying, oh, he should be canceled. And I say radical minority, I really should say a minority within a minority within a minority. How many transgender men or women exist in the United States of America? Is it 0.05 or 4? But I digress. Here's the position I'm taking. I'm appealing to black conservatives. I'm appealing as a black conservative to other black conservatives that we stand up and support Dave Chappelle in whatever way possible. Really, the best way to support Dave Chappelle is to urge people, buy his Netflix special. Watch his Netflix special. Urge people, everybody, time and time and time again, as often as possible, every day and twice on Sunday, to watch the Dave Chappelle Netflix special called The Closer. Watch it, buy it, share it, promote it. That's the best. That's what I'm urging all black conservative podcasters across the United States of America to do. Dave Chappelle is not a new voice in the conservative movement. Far from it. But when we see someone as courageous and as principled as he has been on the whole issue of freedom of speech, we need to support him. Look, folks, remember that little incident called World War II? Who were the Allied powers? United States, England, and the Soviet Union. Stalin was one of the most brutal dictators in the 20th century. But it was necessary for us, for strategic reasons, to stand with Stalin, to stand with the Soviet Union against the greater threat, the Axis powers. That's what we need to do. That's the sort of the attitude we need to take with the Dave Chappelle. We may not like the bulk of his politics, But for strategic reasons, we need to stand with him and silently stand with him and unconditionally stand with him on this issue. I'm saying that to black conservative podcasters. I am particularly saying this to white conservative and patriots. For strategic reasons, we need to ally ourselves with Dave Chappelle on this issue. We need to support him passionately and unconditionally on this issue. What's the best way to do it? Buy that Nexflix special, The Closer. What is the best way to do that? Defend that man's right to self-defense. To free speech. Look, let me tell you something. Look, if they silence him in the morning, they'll go after somebody else in the afternoon. And then come in the evening when they come after you, you'll have nobody. We'll be like Britain when they stood against the Nazi war machine alone. Alone. No, we can't have that. We need to develop strategic alliances. We need to identify them and develop them. And I don't care if Dave Chappelle likes me, if he supports my conservative politics or opposes my conservative politics. I don't care. What's important is for me to develop it is for us as black conservatives, as white conservatives, as the conservative movement as a whole to develop a strategic alliance with Dave Chappelle on this issue. We need to stand with him firmly on this issue. I don't care if he cusses. I don't care if he says some left-wing Looney Tune stuff here and there. We need to stand with him. And what are some things we need to do? Number one, buy that Netflix special. What's it called? The Closer. Buy it. Two, go to YouTube and put in there Dave Chappelle and look at some of his stuff and like it and share it. Make Dave Chappelle's videos on YouTube some of the most popular in the world. Help them go into the millions and millions and millions. Now, there's a new poverty pimp out. There's a new what we call poverty pimp program out there. NBJC, National Black Justice Coalition. And basically what they're doing, they've come together to, support black transgenderism. It's another poverty pimp program. They're going to get their little publicity out there to, get some money in their accounts. And you know what? That's their business. God bless them. I wish them all the success in the world. If people voluntarily want to give such a nonsensical group like that money, hey, God bless them. I support that. I ain't got no problem with that. If that's what people voluntarily do, that's fine. But as conservatives, black and white, as patriots, black and white, we need to be bold, courageous, and exposing the fact that, this is another poverty pimp group out there pimping some issue that is in reality not an issue. But that's my position on Dave Chappelle. That's my appeal to black conservative podcasters. We need to support him. My appeal to white conservatives and black conservatives and white patriots and black patriots, we need to support him. Support this stance. This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host. Please check out my website, booktalkwithcorbin.com. booktalkwithcorbin.com. I'll be back.